children. I hope and pray that you're well and safe.
Hello, what's going on? Hi my lovely people. Today I have invited my daughter to cook something for you, something special which I don't eat. She is going to prepare dumpling for you, so she is going to be Zinat today. I hope you will enjoy the video. Please just give her a bit of like, please. She'll be happy.
Let's get started then.
Just look how easy it is to devein the prawn. Look, this is a new technique I've just learned. Wow. I used to take ages to do that. Oof. It's a lifesaver. This, look, another one. But where's this one gone? Wow. Very interesting. The last one, okay? Just with a toothpick. Where is going this one? Wow. Right, with a toothpick, just pop it inside like that, and that's it. Just pull the vein. There we are. Maybe there's one in this one. There we are.
Okay, so for this recipe we'll need a couple of prawns. Mum, how many prawns did we use?
I will put it in the ingredient. But the chicken is 350 grams, okay?
350 grams of chicken. We've minced this.
And 10 big prawns.
And 10 big prawns. I didn't mince these because I kind of like when there are chunks of prawn in your dumplings. So it depends what you like. You can mince it, you can do what you want. The rest of it is a handful of corriander. We've got some parsley and some spring onion that's kind of like underneath, if you can see those. 2 spring onions, a handful of parsley, 2 green chilies. Again, it depends if you like chili or not. I've got a full spoon of garlic and a kind of teaspoon of ginger, because I don't like ginger as much, but of course it's up to your taste. And then I've got a full red onion, and I'm going to use all of these ingredients for both of the fillings there. I've also got some sauces, and I'll add them as you go. I don't know the exact measurements that I use. I kind of just chuck things in. I'm not as professional as my mum, so I chuck things in until it tastes nice. So I've got some Thai sweet chili sauce. I don't normally use this. I normally use the Blue Dragon one, but the Blue Dragon one was out of stock, so I had to get this Connor one. I'm sure it'll be as tasty. Then we've got some fish sauce. Smells so strong, but you have to add it in. It's dumplings. We've got some premium dark soy sauce. If you don't have premium dark, you can use light. I really like sweet soy sauce, so that's another alternative that you can use as well. And then finally, we've got some oyster sauce, so I'm going to add those in as we go along and as we cook it. We also have some flour here that Mum's made into dough. So the dough is normal dough, how you would normally make dough for any bread or whatever you'd use. Check one of Mum's recipes for how she makes her dough. So I just get her to do this for me because I'm going to make my own wrappers. You don't have to make your own wrappers, you can usually buy it at your local Asian stores, but I like making the wrappers because it just tastes a little better. Okay, so I've taken off all the greenery from my dish, and that's because I don't really like cooking them with the greenery, so I'll add it in after I've already cooked the chicken and the prawn. I'm doing them separately, so I'm going to put half of the onions in each and also half of what I've got here in each and mix it all up. each of the sauces in it. So I'm going with dark soy sauce first. I've got this massive spoon, but I'm not going to fill it all up with that. I'm just going to do about half in there. Oh, there we go. Not put salt in anything because obviously soy sauce is salty enough. Put one in there. I'm going to put a little bit more in the chicken because the quantity of the chicken is more than the prawns. So that's that. And next up we've got the oyster sauce. So with fish sauce, I'm really bad at measuring fish sauce, so I just kind of do a splash of each, of it in each bowl. So I'll just do that. So a little splash here, a little splash there. Mum, I don't know how you're going to write the measurements in this because I'm just splashing some fish sauce.
I have all the measuring spoon, never mind, you're not used to it. So
It's not that I'm not used to it, I just don't like using measurements.
I know.
So I've got a brand new sweet chilli here, so I'm just opening it up. And it's a squirty bottle, so let's do a few squirts as the measurement here. Squirt in here, a bit more in there, and then mix it up again. Okay, and the final thing that I forgot to say was I like adding some chili powder in your fillings, and of course that's completely optional. It depends on if you like spicy food or not. So, Mum, this is the extra hot one, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so not a lot. So we're going to do half of this teaspoon in the prawns. Maybe less than half, it looks kind of spicy. So I'll just put a bit of chili powder in there and hope for the best. And then mix them up again. So I normally make these dumplings for Ramadan, and that's because I think it's just a really simple iftari. I guess an alternative iftari, but it depends on how hungry you are. So if I'm really hungry, I'll do it with some minapulu, like boiled noodles. And if I'm not too hungry, then I'll just have them plain because they're a really good snack when you fasted all day. So I normally prep these before, freeze some of them off, and then whenever I feel like dumplings during Ramadan, or even after, I can have these as my iftar. Mum's not a big fan, so that's why I'm cooking today, because she just doesn't like it. But please tell her in the comments that she should try new food. It's not all about Mauritian food, Mum. There's also some other styles as well, so please encourage her in the comments to try some new cuisines. So I just put the pan on fire. I'm going to put a bit of oil in there, about 1 teaspoon. Let that warm up. And obviously what we're going to do now is fry off the ingredients. As I said, I didn't put the greens in there because I kind of like the crunch in it before, and I feel like you don't really need to cook that a lot, like the coriander and the spring onions and the chilli. So I've just put my oil on. I'm going to put my chicken in first. So most dumpling recipes tell you not to fry the filling. Like you're meant to fry it when you're frying your dumplings. But to be honest, I'm not a good enough cook to know when the dumplings are ready with the fillings ready. So I would like to cook it first, especially with like chicken and prawns. I can't have it raw, so I'd rather just cook it and not get it when I'm cooking it. So it's been about 5 minutes of the chicken cooking. Maybe not, maybe about 10. How much? Mum? It's been about 7 minutes since I put the chicken on and it's pretty much cooked now. You can see it's changed colour. So I'm gonna move over the chicken into this bowl and let it get some air whilst I fry off the prawns. So the chicken needs to be completely cooled down before we put it in dumpling wrappers. So I'm going to put it in the bowl now and then fry off my prawns. As I'm sure most of you will know from Mauritius that prawns don't take that long to cook. So I'm just going to whack it in and it will be done in a few minutes time. Okay, so the prawns all done. I'm gonna put it into a dish. I've moved the chicken into a larger dish so it cools down faster. So I'm gonna do similar to my prawns now. So I'm gonna get it off the fire before it gets too rubbery. Okay, so now that my ingredients are all kind of getting dry on the side, I'm gonna start with my dumpling wrappers. They're pretty much already dried though, and I think you need to wait for that, because if not, you're gonna wrap them straight away, so you should probably wait for them to dry a little bit before you go. I've got my dough here that my mum made for me before. How I learned how to make dumpling wrappers from scratch was Marian's kitchen, so I'll link that YouTube video below. And actually it took me a few tries to get it right, but I think it's quite easy once you get the hang of it. So right now I've got my dough, I've got some flour that I've just put in a little cup, and I've got some plastic to cover my dough in when I'm not using it. And obviously this mat as well, and I kind of like using this mat so I know how many circles I'm using when I'm doing that. So how you do it is you kind of create this circle in the middle of your dough, and you make it the same thickness all the way around so that your dumplings are going to be pretty much the same all the way. Obviously if it's your first time, don't worry about it too much. It's a bit of a technique, and I've not got it right yet either, because I only make the dumplings every now and then. Sometimes it breaks and then I have to start again, so it's very much trial and error. So I'm just trying to squeeze this around all the way here and make this kind of donut with my flour. Marquis te jette, trouve ça paraît un peu pareil partout ou bien mon continuer?
It's the same.
There you go. So mum's approval, she said it looks kind of like it's the same. I'll take that, that's good enough for me. So what you do next is you slice it in the middle. So here's 1 and 2, and that gives you kind of 2 long logs. Obviously this one's a bit longer. You know what, we can cheat a little bit and make this one a bit nicer looking. There you go. And then what you do is you cut the log into your little squares, and those are going to be your dumplings. So let me put this log away under the plastic. And this one's over here. Again, I'm still stretching it out so that my dumplings are kind of the same size. Like I said, I'm not a professional like my mum, so I'm not gonna get it perfect every time. And I'm using the bread cutter to just cut it quite similarly. On this mat that I've got here, it actually has the sizes, so if I'm trying to be really over the top about it, I will do it like 12, 11, 10 and so on. So maybe I'll do that now actually. Okay, let's do it this way. At least we'll have an idea of how we're doing. So there's 11, 10, 9, so on. So we should get similar sized dumplings now that we've actually used measurements to cut it up. So there you go. And those are your kind of little dumpling things. So for example, this one I find a bit too big, so I'm just going to cut it in half. And it might be 2 little dumplings in the end. I don't mind. So here you go. We've got all of our little bits here. So these, when I flatten out, are going to become your dumpling wrappers. So I'm going to put it under my paper now, and then make sure that my fillings are actually dry and cold, so then once I make the little wrapper, that I can wrap it in straight away. Right, my chicken is pretty much all dry. I'm going in with my hands at the moment, but I've added in all the greens. So my coriander, my parsley, my chili's gone in now because it's now going to get filled up. So I'm going to mix this all properly with a utensil when I find one, and then I'm going to go ahead and make my dumpling wrappers and fill it in. So once you've got your little dumpling square, you're going to turn that into a ball like this, and you're going to try to keep it as circular as you can. So here you go, roll it out a little bit here and a little bit here. There you go, we've got a nice circle shape going on now. And one tip that I heard is that you should always keep the center quite thick and the kind of border as a lot thinner, because obviously the center is where your filling is going to go, and that's going to hold all of those fillings. As I said before, I'm going to just drag out the borders again, please do watch Marian's Kitchen, where I learned how to make these wrappers in the first place. So here you go, now you've got your little circle, and what I'm going to do now is just do a spoon of my filling in there. Fold. I've not done this in years, so bear with me. So the trick with folding is you fold only one side and keep one kind of flat. So if you can see, I'm folding only this side here. There you go, I just folded that in there. And make sure that it's stuck properly, basically, so it doesn't open when you're doing it out. So here you go, and put it down, and let's carry on. Okay. So, tu nak cuci kahina, so mesti nak kahin, kecuali dengan bul, ya. Tak terpelah chili, asyik terpulih. Ada tu yang tiny roti tu, sana tu pun sana pun ni ha. Check video lah guys. Ini tu sa Zinat's Kitchen roti video. Macam jamais tant qu'on l'a farine, c'est pas grave. C'est fini gagner là. So kita fini fairly a nice size.
Yeah.
Okay. Là on prend les damalami. Au milieu là, il est bien plus thick.
Yeah.
So tu vous risquez ça.
All right. Okay.
That's because ça peut faire te plie ça.
Yeah, yeah.
Au milieu là, il peut faire tout le filling. Yeah. Mais au milieu là, il y a tout le filling là-dedans. So il est bien un peu plus thick.
Yeah.
So assez que vous risquez ça, tu peux me faire une thin ici là.
Tem jatuh bang viewers ha.
Yeah, mais quand même ça vous fait là, tout ici. Allez. So I drink là, assez mon filling en dedans.
Yeah.
So tava in here and chicken cheese.
Yeah. Aku nak try later on kau pasti.
Okay, ça bon là.
Yeah.
Là, mon fermi halfway. Là, mon fermi pleats.
One chicken.
Okay. Stay still.
Only on one side to have pizza.
Oh, là, mon fermi petit là. Oh yeah, one side. Yeah.
One side.
That doesn't as good as the last one. Ini aku sekarang Zinat's Kitchen tu juga because dia kutu akan fan dumpling dia. A bit scary. So, yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, let me try one.
Okay.
Let's see. So we roll it like that. We flatten it. We take some flour.
So, the one technique lah. Jadi ada fait boule en place le en bas. Apa ni faire là? Non, c'est les visiter.
Yeah, but everything comes with practice, my lovely. Mommy was worse than you. That's it. And she feelings. Okay, you said to me to just flatten it on the side like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, mais tu as besoin de chili, pas flattener.
Okay, just a moment. Okay. Now we stretch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine the middle space.
Yeah.
This thicker.
Okay, let me see. I hope I've got it right. Okay, this one. Okay. Now we put the filling. Right, like that. Then we just do it like that.
Yeah.
And then we frill it.
Assiette de plie. Tu vas faire un petit peu thicker plie. Tu vas faire un petit peu trop... Parce que le trou va plie là.
Okay.
Okay, now after we flatten we have on the... Yeah, perfect.
Is it?
So Astia, get out. Astia, habut là,
Yeah.
to flatten it et to faire it comme ça.
Oh, fairly in circle
The
like.
reason why is because this is what's going to be on the pan pour te cuire.
Oh,
So tu
right.
fais comme ça, so tu peux djibouter quand il est dans le pan là. So
Yes,
tu
miss.
te
Yes.
colles ça comme ça.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect first dumplings in our kitchen. This is why
Thank
she's
you.
the expert. Very
Thank you.
good, very nice. Tape un tsunami pour lui, bien bon. Allez, mon continuer. brown, I guess, because some people like it more fried, some people like it a bit less fried, then you can go ahead and pour in your water. But as soon as you do this, make sure you cover it, because obviously it's going to start steaming up straight away, and you want it to cook the top of the flour with that steam. So I'm going to put the heat a bit down and then pour all the water in and then let it fry up. And as you can see, it's already steaming now, so just let it be and let it steam, and kind of let it go until all the water's dried up. It's been steaming for a few minutes now, and just to lift the lid up to see what it looks like, you can see that the flour is already cooked. So it depends on what you want now. You can either leave them for a bit and cook further, or you can take them out. I kind of like leaving it for a bit and letting the water dry out by itself and evaporate, but that's not everyone's choice, so you can keep going for a bit. I might get it out in a bit because I'm feeling hungry, so I'm just going to get them out. Okay, so I am happy with this consistency. I'm going to start serving up. So I'm happy with this consistency. It's still really wet in the pan, but that's fine. So as you can see, it's fried on the bottom and it's properly steamed on the top. So let me get all of these out. Okay guys, we're all done. I've only done 5 dumplings here just for us to try, and we're going to have it with chili oil. This is homemade chili oil that Mum's made, and this is my favourite way of having dumplings, but my dad prefers it in like minapulu or some sort of noodles. So here it goes. I'm going to force Mum to have some with me because she doesn't like dumplings, so let's give it a go.
Oops. Let me try this one. Hot too, prawn. Wow, very nice.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and subscribe, and follow Mum on Instagram at Zinat's Kitchen. See you in the next video. Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!